The Chicago Bears walked away with 5 players out of the 2024 NFL draft. Of course, we all know Caleb Williams went number 1, Roma Dunze went number 9. But what I want to get people familiar with is our 3rd-round pick, Kiran Amegadjie. We're going to get into him and look at what he can bring to the table right after this.
Stand up or lay down and get smacked with the pole.
By this time, everybody on that roster should know what it means to beat the Packers. It's simple.
Oh, if I was a coach, Justin Fields would have been ballless from day one.
The man on the screen is the Chicago Bears' 3rd-round pick, number 75th overall, Kiran Amegadjie. Offensive tackle out of Yale, Ivy League school. So he wasn't playing in the SEC or even the Big Ten or even Pac-12 and Caleb's stance. Ivy League school. So he wasn't playing those big dogs. He wasn't playing Georgia and those dudes. But the man is 6'5", 323 pounds. He's a massive dude. He played all over the offensive line for Yale. 2023, unfortunately, he only played 4 games in 2023, this past season. He missed the rest of the season with a quad injury, which is it was kind of puzzling to me why Ryan Poles and those dudes went and drafted him. Not saying he's a bad player, but I mean, he only played 4 games in 2023. He was honorable mention at one point for guard. So like I said, he played all over the line of scrimmage. I'm sure this was like a depth piece for the Chicago Bears. But let's look into some of his accolades. He was first team all Ivy League in back-to-back years, which was kind of weird to me because if he missed most of last year with that quad injury, how did he get back-to-back first team all Ivy League? But hey, first team all Ivy League, back-to-back years. He allowed 0 sacks in 411 snaps. That's 0 sacks. That's crazy. That's crazy at tackle, by the way. And we could use that. I personally hope he can somehow come in and beat out Braxton Jones. For those of you who've been following the channel, I'm not a fan of Braxton Jones. I was hoping we could have got a Joe Alt or one of those dudes to replace him this year, but we obviously went with Roma Dunze, which I'm not mad at. But so, I mean, he gave up 0 sacks. I mean, what more can you ask of the dude? Ryan Poles had some words on him in the press conference following the draft. And basically they asked him, where do you see Kiran Amegadjie? What role do you think he plays with the team this season, his rookie season? This is what Ryan Poles had to say.
Ryan, it's a significant asset to use on the offensive line for you. I think that Darnell is the only one that you've drafted higher than this.
Yeah.
What are you envisioning as far as a role here?
Yeah, competing. We don't really want to put a ceiling on him. I see the progression is potentially getting himself into swing tackle setup. He can play guard. He played guard early in his career too. So swing tackle inside outside, which is always helpful. We've struggled with flexibility in the past. So he has that ability. And then we'll see where he ascends to. If that means competing to start this year, next year, that's great. But if he ends up, being just another really good offensive lineman, you can't have enough.
The highest offensive lineman Ryan Poles drafted besides Darnell Wright. So you got to think he got some big plans for him at some point. Braxton Jones was a 5th-round pick. He's coming off his 2nd season. I don't think he improved much, but Braxton, he's serviceable. I think Caleb Williams deserves a stud left tackle, but that's just my opinion. But y'all heard Ryan Poles. Hopefully he can be a swing tackle for somebody that can maybe fill in. Like I told y'all earlier, he was honorable mention at guard. Again, Ivy League schools, Ivy League competition, but that still. Hopefully he can fill in. Ryan Poles said it himself. We struggle with depth on the offensive line. When people went down like Tevin Jenkins or even Nate Davis, sometimes we had Jatiri Carter in there. And that's not ideal. You don't want Jatiri Carter in there at all. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited about Kiran Amegadjie, especially for the simple fact that I hope he can take Braxton Jones' spot and anchor down that left side a little better than what Braxton is doing. But that's Kiran Amegadjie's rookie report, the Chicago Bears rookie report. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook also and Twitter as well. Y'all have a good rest of y'all.